All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. That is to say in the Paleo Hebrew, also known as the Lashawan Kodash, Yahweh, which is the name of our Heavenly Father, meaning He is, Bahashem, meaning in the name, Yahweh Shai, meaning He is our salvation. To the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans here in the Western Hemisphere, and to the rest scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth who look like the other nations, but through the patrilineal lineage go back to the Hebrew Israelites. You cannot hide from judgment. You cannot hide from judgment. Okay? And this is on the brink of the, World Economic Forum founder, Klaus Schwab, stepping down. Now you have another, notable another notable, character, going into hiding per se, under the guidelines or under the banner of having this ailment once again, okay? So you're going to see a theme here that these elites, that they know something is, getting ready to come forth, and they're using excuses to step down so they don't have to be in the, the light anymore for time being. Or they coming, they coming down with an ailment of something to take time off where they can get their, their assets in order and move them off to a safer, location, okay? Because they know why. They know Babylon the Great is getting ready to implode on itself. It's getting ready to collapse. So they taking time off. They coming up with these elaborate excuses. I'm stepping down. I got an ailment, what have you, so that they can move their assets to a more safer location outside of America. Because why? They know this place is getting ready to go down, okay? They know America is getting ready to collapse. It has served its purpose, and now the elite is getting ready to pull the plug on this place, okay? So like I say, this is on the latest, speaking on, this Federal Reserve Chair, Jerome Powell, now he's working from home allegedly after testing positive for, you see it, the C19, okay? So now he's able to work in a, off location where he doesn't have to have, accessibility to the public, and he can put up a deep fake of him, allegedly, lowering interest rates and what have you, okay? Because they already have the policies and they already have the stuff that they want to do already, on hand, okay? It's nothing for them to put a deep fake and have you to believe that it's real-time footage of him, either raising the interest rates or cutting the interest rates, okay? Meanwhile, all the while, he's getting his assets together and moving them offshore to a more secure location, okay? Because he sees the writing on the wall, all right? That what? America is on his way out the door. So what is he doing? He's coming under the excuse that he's, not feeling well, and he has the C19, and he has to take time off where now he's working from home. Meanwhile, he's getting together all his assets and moving them over to a more safe location, okay? Whether it's in another country's currency, whether it's in some type of form of, digital currency, who knows what he knows, okay? But one thing for sure is, there's something that's getting ready to happen, okay? Now let's read this article. It says, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell working from home after testing positive for the C19, okay? It says, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell has tested positive for C19 and is experiencing related symptoms. So we may not see him for a while in the public eye, right? Because he's allowing himself to get all his assets because he knows exactly when the interest rates are going to be cut or whether or not inflation is going to continue to rise and turn into hyperinflation. And he don't want to be out there in the public and have the public have access to him because why? He knows when all hell breaks loose and these people lose everything that they have worked so hard for in this society, that they're going to want answers, okay? And they're going to look to him because he's the figurehead that, they see that decides whether or not the interest rates are lowered or the interest rates continue to rise, okay? So what is he doing? He's working from a more secure location, quote unquote, his home, okay? So it says Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell has tested positive for the C19 and is experiencing related symptoms. Powell tested positive late Thursday, okay? Following Centers for Disease Control and Prevention guidance, he is staying away from others and working at home, okay? This is a theme you're going to see more and more, okay, as we get closer to this society collapsing. You're going to see those that were put in the public, you know, those figures that was put in public, they're going to either step down, take a lesser role, or, you know, have some type of ailment or something that's going to take them away from being in the public's eye in these latter days, okay? So it says, Powell was a participant in a panel discussion in Amsterdam on Tuesday, where he said that the central bank is unlikely to raise its key interest rates in response to signs of stubborn inflation. See? And he knows what's going on, okay? He sees the writing. He gets the inside, the scoop before it is, okay? And he knows what's going to happen once he releases this information, okay? The people are going to be in an uproar. So it says Powell was a participant in a panel discussion in Amsterdam on Tuesday, where he said that the central bank is unlikely to raise its key interest rate in response to signs of stubborn inflation, and underscored his view that price increases would soon start to cool again. And we already know what they say about that, okay? When they say, you know, peace, sudden war should come. Okay, that's why he's in a, you know, that's why he's ducked off somewhere in a, you know, undisclosed location. So he's ducked off somewhere in an undisclosed location, quote unquote, his home, because, you know, he knows these rates aren't coming down, okay? They're going to continue to raise these, along with the threats of, you know, certain ailments coming back and popping forth up. This place is a done deal, man. So it says Powell, who was to deliver commencement remarks to Georgetown University Law Center in person, now plans to deliver his remarks via a pre-recorded video, the spokesperson said, okay? So you seeing, all right? And who's to say they haven't already been using pre-recorded videos, okay? And already getting ready to, you know, get all their stuff put together and move it to an offshore location. So it says Powell previously tested positive for the C back in January 2023 and displayed mild symptoms, according to the Fed. So he's already had it once. I thought they said once you have it once, you can't get it twice, especially if you got all the updates. But now here it is in an election year, you know, amongst everything else that's going on, he catches it headed into the summer, you know, where they talk about this H5N1 getting ready to go on the rampant. They just said a second farmer tested positive for this in, I think it's Michigan. I'm going to do a report on that. All of a sudden now he's, you know, come down with the C19 again, okay? In the midst of everything that's happening. These elites and these ones that's in the know, they have an idea what's going on. They're gathering all their assets and putting them together and you know, consolidating in what they believe is going to be the downfall of America so that they can come out on the other side, okay? Make no mistake about it. They will not escape judgment, okay? Now let's go and get a couple of precepts and let's take it from there. And this is back on May the 17th, 2024. So this was a week ago, all right? So let's get up a few precepts and let's go from there. All right, we are in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51 and verse 9. And it reads, "We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go, everyone into his own country." So these elites, you know, they have different places offshore and in different countries that they have for when this place, you know, hits the inevitable, when this place collapses and goes down. Okay, they're going to leave you useless eaters here to, fight it out amongst yourselves. Them themselves, they're going off to their respective countries, back to their respective lands, okay? They have contingency plans upon this place collapsing, okay? They're not going to just sit here amongst, you pea eaters while this place implodes on itself. No, they're going to be, swooped away and charted off in their, billion-dollar helicopter, aircraft, what have you, into their own country, into their own lands, into their own hideouts, okay? So this is what they're doing now. They're gathering all their assets and putting it together and moving it offshore because they believe that that's going to, allow them to come out on the other side once Babylon falls, okay? So it says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go, everyone into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. So these elites know what they're doing, man. They know the prophecies, okay? They understand that Babylon, which is America, is getting ready to be, on its way out the door, okay? And they doing their part in bringing down this place, okay? Rising interest rates, allowing inflation to continue to rise, They know exactly what's going on. That's why you're seeing these people step down to a lesser extent, come around with these ailments in these times, And don't be surprised if you hear some more talks about, public figures, something happening to them, okay? Because why? They're getting their assets together, their gold and silver, and they're getting ready to move it into the other side, okay? Now this is Ezekiel 7 and 19. It says, they shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of Yahweh, right? So they making all these moves, thinking that they're going to be able to, survive in the day of the wrath of Yahweh, but it won't be able to deliver them. And those that think just like them, okay? It says what? Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of Yahweh. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. Okay, and this is what they base their success on. Okay, their accumulated wealth. That's why they are going to the precautions, the procedures to move their assets. Okay. That's why they're telling you these elaborate stories and putting them in the news article. So when you don't see them in these live events, they already have an excuse or a built-in, excuse on why they're not, in the public as much anymore, okay? Meanwhile, they moving their assets to, undisclosed location, okay, offshore somewhere. Now, this is Zephaniah 1 and verse 18. It says, neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of Yahweh's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. So even if they do consolidate their gold, because what they're going to do is, that gold that they're hoarding and, moving it offshores and putting it in, undisclosed locations, that's going to all be brought, from, their kings are going to bring that to us for what? To build up the kingdom in, okay? So all that gold and silver that they're hoarding is going to be for the kingdom, all right? They don't know that, all right? And although they go into their own prospective country and go into their little hiding places, their bunkers, they can't escape the judgment, because it tells us that. Jeremiah 16 and what? Jeremiah 16 and 16. It says, behold, I will send for many fishers, saith Yahweh, and they shall fish them. So right now he has his fishers going out fishing, putting out their bait, using the Bible to, seal the elect. It says what? And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. So wherever they bunkers at in these elaborate cliffs, these, underwater asylums, wherever they hiding out, Yahweh's going to send his hunters to go out there and hunt them. So even though they run from Babylon the Great and go to other countries and hide in different places of the rocks and what have you, the Most High will find them and seek them out, okay? He's going to send his hunters, okay? And we pray that we get to be part of that hunting committee, okay? Because why? He's going to take these elites and bring them into slavery. They're going to be the first batch that go into slavery. So don't be surprised when you see all these, CEOs, these chairmen, these, Federal Reserves, all these people of high stature, and the ones that you can't see, because you have ones that's, behind all of them that you will never see their face, okay? They already have their, their plan once the society collapse, okay? But they're going to be preserved for that first batch of slaves, all right? That's Psalms. It's Psalms 149. It says to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of irons. So all these, elites and the ones that you don't see, because you don't see all of them, you just see a handful of, the public figures that they allow you to see. But the ones you can't see that are, well-to-be, you talking about their trillionaires, you talking about ones that got real wealth in this society, you will never see them, okay? They keep their, they keep their face from off the public, platform, okay? They put these other peoples in public platforms to represent them, okay? So they're going to be the first batch that goes into slavery. So it says to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with feathers of irons, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye Yahweh. Okay? So they can't run, they can't hide from this judgment. Okay? If they want to take time off to, consolidate all their assets and move it to a more safe location, hey, do so, because why? You're going to bring all your riches, your gold, to build the kingdom. Okay? See if I can look up that one. Might be in Isaiah 14. They speak. Scanning through it. pretty sure it's in Isaiah 14 where it says something along the lines that, man. Give me 1 second while I do a little research. All right, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 60 and verse 16. It says, thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles, and shalt suck the breast of kings. And thou shalt know that I, Yahweh, am thy Savior and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob. Right, so the kings are going to bring their, their gold, their jewels, everything that's precious in value, their milk, okay? And we're going to take it from them, okay? Because they're going to be, like we read, they're going to be the first, batch that goes into slavery, okay? And all this gold that they're hoarding and they're moving offshore, that's all going to be preserved for the kingdom. They're going to build up the streets with gold, man. So it says, for brass, I will bring gold, and for iron, I will bring silver, and for wood, brass, and for stones, iron. I will also make thy officers peace, and thy actors righteousness, okay? So, the point is they are moving all their assets in vain because it's all going to be consolidated and, bring forth to the kingdom, okay? So although they, are taking this time off to get their stuff together, it's all in vain. It's all for nothing. It's all according to prophecy, okay? They're bringing everything and putting all their effort into their first, act of going into slavery, into captivity, okay? They're gathering the gold that they're going to bring to us, their milk, okay? Let's read that again, Isaiah 60:16. Thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles, and shalt suck the breasts of kings. Thou shalt know that I, Yahweh, am thy Savior and thy Redeemer and mighty one of Jacob, okay? The sons of them that afflicted them, the sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and they shall despise thee, shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of Yahweh, the son of the Holy One of Israel. So you can see, okay, these elites, they're, getting their stuff together right now, okay? They're moving their assets, their treasures, their gold, their silver, they're moving it to a more safe location, and it's all going to be what? To be preserved, to build up the kingdom, okay? Which they're going to build up, all right? And one of their first acts that they're going to be put to work is going to be cleaning up the dead bodies, all right, from World War III. So, we seeing it, okay, in real time, all right? Under the guidelines of, this guy is not feeling that well, so he's taking time off and he's reporting live from his home. That's malarkey. That's bull crap, man. He's getting his assets and moving them offshore, okay? He's moving them from out of the dollar to whatever currency that he knows that's getting ready to come forth, okay? Whether it's that CBDC or whatever, he's getting ahead of the game, all right? You don't make a headline news because you got the C19, especially in 2024, man. That's bull. That's bull crap. That's the malarkey they feeding you. So if you don't see him in person, you won't be concerned. So they put these things out there to allow you, the people, the mass, to believe it. Okay, we haven't seen, Jerome Powell in person in a while. He was supposed to attend this, meeting at Georgetown. I wonder what happened to him. Oh, he has a C19, so he'll be out for a few days to a week, to however long. Meanwhile, he's getting all his assets in affairs in order and moving them from out of the dollar to whatever that the new currency is getting ready to be brought forth to the people. Okay, and he's probably got gold and silver, and he probably has physical gold and silver as well, okay? So these elites, they know exactly what's getting ready to come down the pipe, all right? And they getting ahead of it before everything starts to, implode on itself, all right? And that's what we seeing in these, news articles, these headlines, that these notable people that you seen that you may not see again for quite some time, okay? They call themselves getting ahead of the curve, all right? But we understand exactly what's going on, all right? So let's go ahead and close out with 1 Peter 5 and 8. This is 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. It reads, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour." And if you actually believe that he has that C19 and he's just taking time off to, recoup and get himself together after already having it back in January, see, that's the whole thing about that C19. It allows them to use that for an excuse at a later time, okay? To, have a built-in excuse on why you may not see them for a while. Meanwhile, they, getting themselves together, getting their stuff together and moving it offshores, okay? So it says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour." And if you believe that and you don't take the, preliminary precautions, then that's on you, okay? If you think there's nothing behind that other than he actually has that, hey, you're going to be sadly mistaken once you see exactly what's coming on and what's coming down that pipe, all right? So be sober, be vigilant, all right? Continue to be circumspect. Walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, okay? Measuring the times. We in these last days, man. You got to take everything, what you see and what you read, you got to take it not only with a grain of salt, but you actually got to, do a little bit of research, okay? We read that. Revelation 1, blessed is he that readeth, okay? So look into these things, all right? Here it is, this man has an obligation to, perform at Georgetown, and now that he has the C19, he can't make it in person, but he can do a, a Zoom type of meeting over, over the phone or what have you, over the internet from his home, okay? Because you can allow deepfake to, work its magic, per se, if you're not in person. You just have to go by what you see, online or over the computer, or over the internet, okay? So this is what they're going to do, all right? So this is a pivotal year, it's looking like, okay? 2024, leading up into the election, all right? Something going down, it seems like every day of the month. All right, so continue to stay sober and be vigilant. All right, and with that being said, I pray someone was edified through this lesson, and until the next time, if it be the Lord's will, stay strong, stay in the faith. We almost home. Shalom. Peace.